Alright, so this video is another travel tip video from me, Victoria Spain, and I just want to talk about passports versus Jordans. I want to hear what you all think about this topic, and I'm going to let you know what I think. So let's get to it. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, there was something going around. One of the stars from the show Insecure, which is one of my favorite shows on HBO, besides Game of Thrones. So one of the stars from Insecure had something to say on Twitter about basically um, her opinion on traveling versus buying materialistic items. So she just started listing stuff off, and one of the things she said was um, basically people who have a certain amount of pair of expensive designer shoes. That could be Jordans, that could be like um, Louis Vuitton, it could be Louis Vuitton, any type of expensive shoes, but they don't have a passport yet. And a lot of people got offended, especially in the black community. They felt like, it was a pointed remark towards the black community because that discussion has been heard before how black people spend so much on their shoes, but they don't pay their bills, blah, 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 and whatever. So basically, my opinion on what she said, I in a sense, I agree, and I also understand and agree with the opposing argument as well. First, yes, most people don't know. Passport is about $135, I believe, to obtain. And yes, Jordans, when they release the new ones, are over $200 or however much they may pay for them. So yes, getting a passport can be cheaper than buying a pair of Jordans, but I believe also the idea is not just having a passport, it's what you're going to do about it. A lot of people feel like, well, why would I would wear my pair of Jordans, why would I have a passport if I'm not going to travel, if I can't afford to travel? And of course, this channel, I've been talking a lot about how to make traveling abroad and traveling within the US as well affordable. So obviously, I'm going to disagree with that argument a little bit because I do think that traveling can be affordable if you budget for it. But the real thought is, are we allowed as, people of color to treat ourselves, Maybe that pair of Jordans is a treat for that person. A lot of the times people work their butts off and work twice as hard as their peers when they are of black or minority race. So if you're working, two jobs and you're proud of your pair of Jordans, I say so be it, Wear your Jordans, be proud of what you buy, be proud of what you obtain. Sometimes it takes a person buying countless pairs of Jordans and designer clothes and stuff to realize that that's not, the extent of life at the end of the day. Um, like people say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Sometimes, you know, you have to let someone discover that for themselves. I'm here to encourage people of color everywhere to get out and travel just for their, mental being. I believe that having a vacation, and I guess that doesn't even have to include traveling, but actually taking your vacation time, knowing about your vacation time, and actually enjoying your vacation um, really is important to people's, mental health. We work, 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 and a lot of people are just not happy, especially if you're unsatisfied with your job, if you don't like what you're doing, you're going to be unhappy 8 hours a day, 7 days, or 7 days a week for some people, 5 days a week for others. Sometimes the weekend is stressful. Sometimes people have children that are stressors when they go home. They may have relationships that are stressors when they go home. So I think more so than thinking about whether you should travel or buy a pair of Jordans or buy whatever, luxury item or expensive item you want, I believe people should definitely treat themselves. Sometimes I give my own self flack for treating myself when it comes to food. And when I say food, I mean like eating out at lunch too often or buying expensive makeup too often when I'm supposed to be saving for a trip or something. Basically, I have to live between the time that I start saving for a trip and the trip actually happens. Yes, I do stringently budget for a trip, but sometimes I get um I don't want to say irresponsible, but sometimes I look up and I did not save the amount of money that I wanted to, and I'm not on track with my budgeting and saving goals before I take a trip. And I get disappointed in myself. But then I think back that did I enjoy the things that I did do with that money that I would have put towards the trip? And if I did, if it encompassed me going to the movies, going shopping, um, or anything else like that, then you have to be proud of, what you do. Like, you can't live life with regrets. You can't regret that you bought 10 pairs of Jordans or whatever and you never bought a passport and you never traveled. You have to, I think that those people who buy Jordans, those people who buy expensive things, if that is their form of refuge or their temporary happiness um, in their lives, they should take it. I do think that people should try to discover things that make them happy for a longer extended period of time, because material items are only short-term satisfaction. When you go shopping and you buy something, you get really excited about it, you wear it the first time, and then after that it's like that happiness depreciates, in a sense. Kind of like when people say when you buy a new car, you drive it off the lot, the car depreciates. It's the same thing with happiness, and you have to learn how to maximize your happiness as a person. Especially people of color need to learn how to maximize their happiness and put their happiness um, in a primary position in their lives, so that these discussions, like, won't have to happen. I feel like even people who have passports and may travel often, some people have passports and travel often for work and they hate it. So I don't think, so in a way, I don't think that, people should have a passport before they have a pair of Jordans or before they have multiple pairs of Jordans. And I also don't think that um, having a pair of Jordans is going to give you the same satisfaction as having an experience or traveling out of the country. But it's really up to you, and it's what's up to the individual person and what makes them happy. So yeah, I just wanted to come to you all with a short video, a shorter video than what I usually do, but my opinions on, you know, basically, I guess that hits on the idea of saving, or using your money, wisely, or investing as opposed to buying, materialistic items. And yeah, that's really what I think. Do what you want, do what you love, do what makes you happy. Don't let anyone determine what makes you happy. Determine that for yourself. So, have a nice day, everyone. Peace.